Hello, welcome back. This is Kench1913, and we are Let's Playing Suikoden 3 bonus episodes, Chris Chapter 5. In the last episode, Chris lost her true fire rune. Now we're here with Hugo at Brass Castle to get his water runes taken away. Anyways, I just kind of skipped some of that stuff. It's pretty much the same that we saw before. Nothing too difficult. Harmonian soldiers are constantly coming. They're gonna set us back to the end of the castle, blah blah blah. And now look who's coming. It's Luke. It's Luke. He's mad as hell. And yeah, for some reason this part slows down a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of all the stuff that's going on. I don't know. But he wants the true rune, so we're gonna tell him hell no. And he gives his reasonings. Apparently, the true wind rune decided to be a dick to Luke and showed him, like, what the future holds for the world. And not only that, it kind of shows him, like, you know, nothingness. Like, interesting thing about the other true runes, like, let's look at the other ones. Soul Eater. That didn't really show a lot of, like, what happened with Ted in the past. It didn't even show much of anything beforehand, like before Ted or Ted. I think Ted's grandfather was the whole Soul Eater before, and then so on and so forth. It didn't show any of that. If you think about the other runes that we had in the true runes from what the hell is it, Suikoden 2? It didn't really show anything about the past with the past users or anything in the future. And yeah, this is different. Right here, instead of fire, it's like an icy thing. So we lost the true water. But anyways, I don't know. I just think about that, and it's like that. The true rune must be a dick, at least to Luke. But then again, Luke did find out a couple of things that probably swayed him on the path of bad. I mean, after Suikoden 2, I'm thinking he left and went to Harmonia. He left Leknot, went to Harmonia, and saved Sarah, along with starting to connect with the bishops there, so that eventually he could become a bishop. You know what I mean? And there he must have found out about what the true runes were, and then he learned about what him and Sasarai were actually made of. And then that probably started his plot in the, you know, wanting to destroy these true runes. Yeah, let's see him try to destroy the friggin' Soul Eater. Please. Let's see him try to destroy the Bright Shield rune, or even the Black Sword rune. Or hell, even the Moon rune. You know, it would have been easier to try and destroy the friggin' the Star Dragon sword than it would be to destroy these elemental runes. Maybe you wouldn't have to, like, mess around too much. But yeah, Windy and Leknot have two true runes. There's a true rune down in the island nations. There's a true rune, excuse me, down in the Queendom of Falina. You know, I believe the successor rune that Barbarossa had from Suikoden 1 was actually a true rune. I don't know. They haven't shown all 27 yet. But you have the 5 elementals, the sun, the punishment, the rune of beginning with the swords, Soul Eater, and others. One day, hopefully, they'll actually, you know, maybe if Konami's smart, maybe they'll go back and do Suikoden 6, and because this whole world is really interesting. I mean, they started getting a little crazy with all these million world those things, and it kind of doesn't help. Because you want to learn more about, you want to learn all about all the runes in the game, or in the world. It's a very interesting world. So anyways, Luke is leaving. Yerber's going to take care of us. Which he won't be able to because Chris is going to come behind him. Yeah, so they stole the, and look, we get Yuri. And Yumi. The real Yumi. Kind of interesting thing, too, is for over 50 years, the Grasslanders, none of their clothes, their styles changed at all. It's pretty much the same thing that it was always. Like, even 50 years ago, you would figure that they might have came up with some new clothes. But what are you gonna do? And it looks like Sarah's pretty much run out of power. And what they've been doing is they've been binding monsters to their will. I think, hell, Yerber used to do that. Apparently, since this is the last game he'll be in, a lot of people think he's from another dimension, and he's not actually the same Yerber that he was in Suikoden 1 or 2. Which I don't think is true. I think it's the same guy. I don't know if he has a true rune on him. Maybe he's part monster. I don't know, because we'll get into that. Suikoden tactics about things of longevity. So now the monsters disappear on the bridge, but they're still around in Grass Castle. I should have just cut all this crap out. But whatever. It's a good idea. It's a good, topic starter, continuer, or whatever. So, yeah, you know what? Now that we're on the bonus episodes, I didn't really get a chance to ask. But, if you lived in the world of Suikoden 3, or hell, even any of the Suikodens if you've been following, where would you live? Or at least let's just keep it in Suikoden 3. Where would you live? I think I'd probably live in Brass Castle. Either there, or I would live in, I'd probably live at Buddha Castle. It seems pretty nice. And yeah, so what they've been doing is summoning monsters and then binding them with a spell so that they can use them to their own thing. Anyways, now they want us to go attack. And the interesting thing about this is Chris is ready, and then they ask if Hugo's ready, like he matters. I mean, he does matter, but not that much. Anyways, now we're gonna go take on the Battle of Brass Castle. We're gonna win, and then we're gonna go back to Budik, where Chris will be at. So here we are back at Budik Castle, and yeah, we defeated Yerber and group, and Sarasa. I'm never gonna get his name right, am I? Sasarai he did help, so he's here now. So let's go looking. A couple of things we're gonna look at. Let's look over here at this. See what everyone's... Yeah, alright, cool. Apparently Topo talks a lot more in his messages than he does, does anywhere. And let's see what Eric's up to. Yeah, true runes are stolen. Uh-oh. So yeah. I guess the Firebringers had the true runes back in the day. And it looks like Eric's done? Or Erk's done with his adventures? Hitman Bravo, that's all you have? Oh well. So yeah, I'd probably live in Brass Castle or Budic Castle. Maybe even the capital of Zexen, but I don't know. I kind of like to live... I guess you can kind of consider Budic Castle like a suburb. And yeah, so they stole his thing too. His true rune as well. And yeah, if you remember, he was there 15 years ago. He fought Luke, or he fought against the Dunan or the Dunan Unification, whatever, the Dunan army, which was the army of Suikoden 2. And he lost because Luke took him out with his true wind rune, I believe. So yeah, now they're kind of just talking about how Luke wants to destroy his true wind rune. And what would happen is it would release power that would probably destroy Harmonia and all the grasslands. Which is interesting that Harmonia is not acting more. So yeah, apparently, yeah, we need to know where he's gonna do this ritual. And luckily Nash knows. Nash, who we're learning a lot more about from Suikoden. He's a very clever spy. And his last name is not Clovis. He's a liar there. Unless that's a mistranslation or something. He could be lying just to be like, hey, I don't want to give you my last name, my true last name. Although he might have said it earlier. So yeah, there's a ceremony going on and we'll have to send the army. Blah, blah, blah. And how did he obtain the information? Basically, Albert gave it to him. Because at this point, Albert is kind of seeing the end game with Luke. You know, he helped him out and he ended up getting a position in Harmonia. A higher position in Harmonia. But he doesn't want the world destroyed. So yeah, Caesar believes it. Caesar believes it, so we'll go at it. So now here, what I'm actually gonna do, interestingly, I'm gonna level everybody up and then sharpen their weapons. So I'll be right back. Or whatever, I'm not even gonna bother, you know it's supposed to record. So I level everyone who's gonna be on that group and all that. Anyways, one thing I did change was I changed up and made story VIPs. So that, or I altered it so that everyone is in their own little group. Like Chris is with her knights, Godot is with his guys, Duke is with his guys, and so on and so forth. And I was thinking about actually showing this battle, because we're going to really open up a can of whoop-ass on everybody. Oh yeah, remember to go to Ixay Village and get the golden hammer, so you can level up all your weapons to 16. Make sure to do that before you do this battle. Anyways, I was really thinking about showing off the battle, but like I said, I'll probably show it off in Godot's bonus content, because I don't know, it'd just be kind of neat to see, because we had a little bit of trouble with these guys before, and it'll be pretty neat to just, you know, have the old turnaround kind of thing. So let us just head out and really charge into battle. Now this scene is different than I think with Hugo. Chris sees all these clans working together, Zexens and Grasslanders. You know, another place I'd probably live, Duck Village. Depending on how deep that pond is or whatever that they live on. Maybe I'll just walk around in giant floaties all day. It seems like a pretty nice environment. Yeah, who would have thought that Zexens and Grasslanders were preparing to fight on the same side. Maybe we can all get along like Rodney King said. Yeah, who knows what will happen after the battle. Hopefully, our camaraderie could be temporary. Which is kind of sad to think about. But it could also last forever. That's a good line too, I like that. Let's hope it does, but I don't think it will. Something about the Kyrians, you know, they're always for vengeance and shit. So yeah, now we're gonna get the scene where Chris kind of riles up the troops again, and then we will head out. Although they never mention anything about like anyone helping the Kyrians like rebuild after this is all over. And Caesar does give a pretty good speech here. We can crush them. The only way to save the land is by winning the war. And then you have to have representatives from each clan. With the spirits. Now you gotta have Salme be talking here. I pray the knights and the bravest fighters of the Glasslands lead us to victory. With so many swords from so many brave soldiers, we'll be invincible. Now, here we go, Chris, riling up the troops. We must make this war the last. No more sorrows, do you hear me? Let's fight for our people! Although Maximilian doesn't really have anyone. I mean, it's him and what's her name. Godot really doesn't have anyone to fight for, I guess. I mean, did he come from the Grasslands? I wonder. Anyways, we're gonna beat that battle. We beat the battle. Now we're here at the final dungeon, the ruins. The Harmonian ruins. Or no, the Sindar ruins. I don't know. Actually, one thing that I want to talk about, Sindar ruins, they're an ancient race of people that used to live around here, well, and on the whole world. And interesting thing about it is, if you look back at Suikoden 1, I bet you that one place, I think it was called Qualm, I don't know how the hell you spell it. It's where we went to go, and then you warped back and you saw Ted and shit. I forget the name of that place, but I bet you that ended up being a Sindar ruins. Like, they didn't plan on any Sindar things in the first game, but the second game they started talking a little bit about it. In this game, there's more about it. The fourth game, they kind of like go away from that a little bit, but there's a couple of places where I bet you were Sindar ruins. Any place with a true ruin, I bet you, is somewhere where the Sindar people used to be, you know what I mean? And then in Suikoden 5, there'll be a lot of Sindar stuff, which is kind of cool. They'll actually go more into depth about it, because there's going to be actual treasure hunter guys that are looking into the various ruins. So yeah, Hugo, Chris, and Godot are all going to go in their own thing, and then Sasarai is going to go into his own thing as well, and the T-Man and Cecile are going to go with him. None of this is any different than before. Yeah, Cecile. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so first group is Godot. There is nothing different about it. I'm not even going to bother showing it. I'm actually going to use the exact same characters that I used in the other, in the main playthrough. So I'm just going to, I'm even skipping getting the rune back. So here we are back over here with Hugo now. And And yeah, we're gonna head in here, and I'm gonna choose my party members. And it's gonna. I totally forgot to put Sergeant Joe in. It sucks because I totally forgot about it. So let's just go in. I picked my party. Let's go in here. Let's see what we can see. Now it is kind of interesting. Yeah, the different people that you have in here, they'll actually say various things. And yeah, regardless how tough it is, blah blah blah. Now this is actually a different scene that you would see, so I'm gonna show it. Basically the same thing here, where she's laughing about blah blah blah, Lukey poo, my Lukey poo. Yeah, and even though Yugo doesn't know much about how to use the true rune, why did they want everyone to die? I know I'm kind of cruising through this dialogue, but I apologize about that, but yeah. See, and I forgot to bring Lucia, Fubar, and the Sergeant Joe. I wish I brought him here. I totally effed up this part. So we're gonna have to fight each other. So, let's beat her A, which we did. And now this scene is different. Instead of Chris knocking her out, Yugo will actually talk to her about something. I wish my life. Why would you want to die for this? Death is such a sad thing. It's a good line. Good line. I'll do anything for Master Luke. And then Yugo, he's just kind of reminiscing now. He's like, when I tried to save Lulu, I was ready to die for him too. Now I'm glad to be alive. I can do much more alive. So he doesn't kill her. He doesn't knock her out. He just takes the true water rune back and leaves her whatever. And now this scene's a little different because, you know, Lucia's not here to tell Chris that someone should put a baby in her, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna pick a bunch of party members and we'll see who they are. Alright, let's continue. Caesar's gonna come with us. And Apple, you can stay here with your iPods and your Nanos and your pads, your iPads, and your iTunes and all your fun stuff. You know what? One thing I forgot to mention. Oh shit! Yeah, you know what? You know who Apple ended up with? Apple ended up with Sheena. I forgot to mention that LePant's kid. She ended up with him, and then they became divorced, and then she continued on her journey to write about Matthew. Shit, I forgot all about that. That's something that you would read if you did investigations on everybody, and I'm not doing that. So, and I apologize for not doing that. But that is way too long. You can probably go on like GameFAQs or whatever and get that information. It's pretty interesting to read. Maybe someone actually did it on YouTube, but I doubt it. And it's probably quicker just to read it on a web page than actually have to watch the video, go through it, and scroll through the text. So here we meet Albert. This is pretty much the same thing as it was before, but I figured I'd show it. Basically telling us, hey, stop Luke because he's going to destroy a good section of the world. Yeah, he's leaving. And you're gonna collect collect all 5 elementals, blah blah blah. But all Albert wanted was a job. See, now, I'm not sure who I think is a better strategist in this game. I'm thinking Albert is, because he had a lot less to work with, and he still was able to cause a lot of chaos in the grasslands. Although Caesar, he sort of helped unify the grasslands and various surrounding areas, so I'm not 100% sure who's the better tactician in this game. My hand, if I had to take one, I'd probably pick Albert, but just edging out Caesar. Caesar's got a terrific name, but he's no Shoe, and he's no Matthew. So Albert kind of wants us to save his soul, and then Chris is going to be like, what the hell does he mean, save his soul? What am I? Yeah, how the hell am I supposed to do that? Through fire. So there we go. Yeah, so Apple married Sheena, LePant's kid, and then ended up divorcing. I don't know how those two ended up together like that, though. I guess they were both young. They were pretty wild on the thrones of victory of their second war. They probably just, got together. But anyways, now we're gonna have our little spiel here about this is our final battle, we can do it, blah blah blah. Thing is, I'm actually, because what I ended up doing for the last party, and I don't know why I didn't pick Hugo and Godot, but I'm actually going to head back to the castle and put Hugo and Godot in the group. I'm going to level them up, I'm going to get their weapons to their highest thing, and then we're going to come back here. But what I'll end up doing in between, or what I'll end up doing for next episode, is I'll probably just explore the castle a little bit, or maybe I'll do that off screen just to see if there's anything different, like significantly different, that people say to Chris rather than Hugo. And if there is, then I'll show it. If not, we're going to have the final bonus chapter, the final bonus episode for Chris. But yeah, I'm going to be using Knee again because her jungler, or whatever, her rune is terrific. So in the next episode, we either finish it off